Hey guys, hope everyone is doing well. Little bit of an odd one today. I thought we'd do something a little bit different. It has been a while since I've done any painting streams of any sort. It's something that I used to do quite a lot. Where am I going here? Let's go to this one here. There we go. Yeah, something I used to do quite a lot. And I want to get some Sentinels painted up because I have an upcoming battle report that I want to record. Yes, these are not the official Sentinels from MCP. This is the one here that I'm going to be painting up, but they are the exact same base size. And that is all that matters in this game. So as long as they've got the right base size, that is absolutely fine. So these are what I'm going to be proxying for the Sentinels. So yeah, let's jump back over to the painting stream. And I thought rather than painting alone, guys, because I do get a bit bored if I'm painting alone, I thought I'd just jump on and see if anyone wanted to join in with me. So Mr. Wilson, yeah, it's not too late, mate. It's 9:45 in the evening. I've just put the kids to bed. Yeah, it's not too bad at all. We're going to keep this pretty traditional. It had a black. Let's move to this one. There we go. He's had a black prime followed by a zenithal highlight just of grey from above. Wasn't too bothered about the white. And we're going to keep it pretty straightforward. Just want to try and get it to tabletop. We're going to be using our Vallejo paints. So we're using the purple, the flat purple, I think it's called, no, purple, and then the flat blue. And then we'll just take a look and see what we end up with for the rest of it. So I hope everyone's having a good evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. But yeah, we're just going to see. We'll probably be on for an hour or so. But like I said, I just thought we'd come on and have a chat at the same time. What I do want to do, however, is get my picture of the Sentinels up, just so I've got some reference. Let's have a quick look here. Here we go. Yeah, just so I've got a reference. Listening while playing video games, but love a late night chill stream. Do you know what, Swedish Troll? Exactly the same for me, mate. It is exactly the same for me. Sometimes it is nice just to chill out, bit of a late night stream. My partner, she's away tonight with work, so I just thought, why not? Let's jump in and do some painting. I'm just looking, actually. I don't know if I've got the right colours out. We'll get some base coats down and we'll see what it looks like. I think this blue should be okay. We may even add actually a little bit of the purple into the blue just to darken it up a touch. But as I mentioned, guys, these are not they're not the official MCP minis. I am painting these up for a battle report that I want to do. So yeah, there we go. So all we're going to do, and this is, it's a while since I've done it, guys, and it's a different setup. So I'm just going to try and get this on here and see if I like the blue or not. And I think, do I want that to be a little bit darker? I think I probably do. So I'm going to take this hexed lichen, or lichen I think it is. This is a game colour one from Vallejo. I do have a little thing that stirs my paints for me, but it's quite noisy. So yeah, I don't want to use it on camera. This is looking a little bit nicer. Hopefully you guys, well, you will see it in a moment when it goes on. Have we gone too purple there? I think we have. I think we've gone too purple there. How is everyone doing anyway? Wish I was at home painting Malekith. Are you out and about, Michael? Are you at work or? Yeah, I think it's fine. I think it's fine for the mid-tone. I want to start off with the I want to start off with it a little bit darker and build up from there. I prefer to build out rather than so build from dark to light. It's just how I prefer to do it. Oh dear, my black has just died. That's not good. That's not good at all. Prior preparation and all that, guys. That's a thing, apparently. Let's get that in there. I thought MG sculpts were getting better. I really like this sculpt. I really do like this sculpt. It's from Simon. So it's from the Marvel United games. But as I mentioned in the sort of beginning part of the video, they are exactly the same size, which works quite well, at least for a starting point to get some games in, because it's all good and well playing on TTS and things like that, but I do really enjoy playing in person as well. And as I mentioned, we are going to have a battle report coming out in the not too distant future. I'm going to try and get a nice thematic battle report. So yeah, right, I'm much happy with that. You guys can't see what I'm streaming. You're just seeing the top of my head at the moment, so there you go. Preparing before stream starts is a coward. Do you know what? It really is Swedish Troll. It really is. So let's have a look at this now. Let's see how that looks once you've got it on a little bit more. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good day so far, wherever you are in the world. I know where Swedish Troll is. It's fairly self-explanatory. Yeah, I do like that. That's coming through a lot nicer for me. So we are going to stick with this one. On here. My plan with these guys is really not to get them to any sort of standard. It is from a board game, and as I say, the only reason I'm painting them up is for a battle report. The other two are already painted, so there is 3, which was very handy for this, and it just means that we get to do things a little bit earlier, which is quite nice. I'm using a Rosemary & Co. Kolinsky, just size number 4. These are big guys. You want to get a nice big brush on there. My painting videos are never really tutorials. I know how to paint, but I would never do any sort of painting tutorials because I don't think I'm good enough to tell other people how to paint. I can give you some hints and tips, but other than that, not much more. We're just going to get these base coats down. We may even try and go for a little bit of a comic book style, yet undecided. Howdy, Jason. Fell asleep after work and woke up to a second MC video. You are more than welcome, sir, and thank you. Yeah, that one, we've had that one recorded for a little while. I have just been super busy at the moment with work and other such things. For anyone that doesn't know, I recently started a new job, but simultaneously set up my own business. So I am now the owner and director of a company, but then I've got a contract in place with a customer already that's going quite nicely. But it does mean a lot of work, unfortunately. If you ever gather the courage to stream or record painting, I'll remember your word, Swedish Troll. Excellent. Yeah, like I say, guys, this is just just a hobby hangout. Maybe that's what I should have called the video. Just a hobby hangout. And I'm going to apologise, guys. As I say, this is the first time doing this with the new setup. So hopefully, I'm trying to keep everything here so you guys can see. Let me just actually... Let me go to the camera a second. There we go. Maybe that's a little bit better if I zoom out ever so slightly. But yeah, I saw Dallas paint one of these up on stream. Not one of these ones, obviously. He wasn't painting CMON minis. But he painted one up on stream the other night. And I was thinking about the metallic undercoat. What paint is that? Great coverage. So this is... most of my paints that I use are all Vallejo. So this is a mix of a little bit of the flat blue, a bit of the black, and then just a touch of the purple. Yeah, but I still have them. I still have my old Army Painter paints. Army Painter paints. They're on my rack here. They were what I bought when I got back into hobbying, and they're fine, but they're nowhere near as good as the Vallejo. So over the last sort of year or so, I've tried to pick up most of the colours. I mean, you don't need all the colours in the world, do you? Because you just don't. You can make your own, which is the cool thing about paint. Yeah, I've tried to replace them because, you know, I realised that I was getting to a level with them, and as I say, I'm not the best painter in the world, so I probably didn't get the best out of them, but I just found using these Vallejo, they were just really, really good. Really, really good coverage. And it is just simply a grey prime, or black prime with Rich starts a company, finds a client immediately, and paints Sentinels. A coincidence? I think not. Yes, Rich Trask. That's the one. Rich Trask. Oh, that fizzy orange is horrendous, and I keep forgetting. It's a sugar-free one. I don't mind sugar-free drinks. That is typically, as you guys probably know, Cherry Pepsi Max is the drink of choice. But this late on, I am getting of an age now where drinking Cherry Pepsi Max or anything with caffeine this late on does mean that I don't sleep. So I thought I'd try something else. Get some fizzy orange. It's from M&S, so anyone that's in the UK will know that M&S is not the cheapest. Anyone outside the UK, it's a little bit posh, you know. Don't mind a weird flex. But yeah, it's horrible. I mean, I'll drink it because it's here. I don't think I've got my water bottle on me, so yeah, it's here, but it's not the best by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, so I think, guys, we're gonna maybe go sort of comic book style, and maybe do some. My hand is in the way for a lot of this, isn't it? But hopefully you guys are seeing that coming through okay. I think we might do some black lining on here. We might do some sort of like panel shading type stuff as well. We'll just see where the flow takes us. This is almost feeling a bit like a Transformers blue. Mango Pepsi. Never ever heard of Mango Pepsi in my life. Where I know I'm a licker. That sounds bad. I am a licker of brushes. There we go. Whereabouts are you in the world, Michael? Because we don't get Mango Pepsi, or at least I am not aware of anywhere that does Mango Pepsi here in the UK. Are you in the US by any chance? I feel like these panels would be blue as well. Raspberry Pepsi Max. Oh no, my son loves Raspberry Pepsi Max, and I utterly utterly hate it. I tried it, and it's really weird because I do like raspberry as a flavour. It is my favourite milkshake flavour, but there's something weird about having it in like soda form. Mango Pepsi is a thing. Oh, okay. Look, is this because we've left the EU? Is this an EU thing now? We're missing out on Mango Pepsi. Is this the non-existent US trade agreement? Maybe it is. Raspberry Paxi Max. I have some avoided buying any Etsy Sentinels. Yeah, these are not Etsy. These are not 3D print. Well, they might be 3D prints, but they are from a game called Marvel United. It's a Kickstarter I backed. I don't know how long ago, but I've had them a fair few months. I did a few videos on them. This was the last Sentinel I needed to paint up. I'm going to do a video in the coming weeks. I just drink water or normal full sugar drink. Hate diet or zero drinks. So many sweeteners or sparkling. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. They're not for everyone. I appreciate that. I would not get my caffeine from anywhere else. I just love fizzy pop, and if all I did was drink full fat stuff, I would be 3 times the size I am now, which is not great. Pepsi Sentinel. I mean, there's a thought. There is a thought. I think we just sort of go hell for leather with the blue, and then come back in, pick out the sort of purple pink parts, and then come back in with the metallics. I'm not sure what metallics we're going to do yet. I'm excited about Sentinel Prime. I think that guy is going to be splashed a lot. I had a game against somebody yesterday, I think it was, or the day before. It was a ranked game in an event, and they brought, it was obviously on TTS. They brought Sentinel Prime, and I'm not going to lie, to my Murdoch and Winter Soldier combination, he went down like an absolute sack of shit. That's not to say that, that's not to say that he's no good. But I think for 5 threat, it's quite a lot, and I'm not sure if the Prime is going to be splashed a lot. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see if he does, and see if he is around a lot. It'd be really interesting to see how many people pick up the Sentinel, because I think they're an amazing centerpiece. Me and Quinn were talking about this on the Bugle the other day. These guys stood up against Wolverine, just look thematically so good. But they're behind the big, they're not cheap, right? I was talking about paywalls earlier in the Discord, and what people thought of having the new Wolverine and Sabretooth models behind such a big paywall. I suppose you could extend that out to these guys as well, but I think it's a bit different because you're just paying for the mini, whereas when I sort of say paywall, I mean it as in like you're paying for something else that you maybe don't want. Not everyone will want the terrain that the new Rivals pack comes with, but yeah, let me know your thoughts. What are your guys' thoughts? Are you gonna pick up some Sentinels? Are you not interested in them? I like them. I think they're pretty good. I think the leadership's a bit meh, but I think other than that, they're fun. And let's be honest, guys, that is the main part. By the way, I'm planning on getting Fury Senior, but not really for the character. I'm just going to use Dum Duggan as a Winter Soldier proxy. Yes, you're going to cut him off his base. Poor Dum. Poor Dum. What is everybody painting up at the moment then? You guys got any projects on the go at the moment? Let me know down in the comment section. And let me know as well, guys, if you are enjoying this, whether you're watching it live or whether you come back and watch it at a later date. Let me know if you enjoy it. It's something I have to be in the mood to do. So I don't think we're ever going to do sort of a regular, streaming session as such for painting, because I'm not going to say fair weather painter, but I do really have to be in the mood for a good painting session. So I wouldn't want to commit to it. Maybe it's a way actually of, maybe there's a new show we create called Getting Through Richard's Backlog, because it's pretty brutal at the moment. I'm not going to lie, and I have more things incoming. And you guys may have seen that I have been building. It's not actually here at the moment. It's at a friend's house because we played some games at the weekend. But I've just finished building an Osgiliath board for Middle-earth strategy battle games, and we are going to be starting a 10-player online campaign of MESBG. So if anyone is interested in getting involved, then drop me a note, and we'll see. I don't know how many people have signed up so far, but there was quite a few. But I'm trying to get a good mix of people who know how to play the game, and I don't mind taking along a few people who don't know how to play the game. It is a fairly simple rule system. I think one of the best that I still think one of the best that Games Workshop have, to be honest with you. I really, really like the game system on it. Squeeze that back down. But yes, if you're interested, just let me know, and we'll see. I can't promise things, but we'll see if we can get you in the mix with things. It should be kicking off, hopefully, he says, fingers crossed, in the next 2 weeks or so. We're just finalising a few things, getting people up to speed with the game and so on and so forth. So, yeah. But, if you are interested, then let me know. Guys, I've just realised something. And this is a absolute schoolboy error, that I haven't plugged my camera in. So my camera will die in the not too distant future. So give me a second, and I'm just going to go and grab that. We're back, guys. Just grabbing the old power pack for the camera, because, as I say, if not, it will die, which will be no fun for anyone, especially midstream. While I'm stood up, actually, I'll show you guys the other two Sentinels, which I think are pretty cool. You get some good options. So this is the first one. Oh, don't kick your camera, Richard. Absolute numpty. There you go. So yeah, this is one here. And then this is the other one here. I think we've got them pretty similar. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you them just so you could see the other one. So we've got 3, which is good, because obviously that's the maximum, at least at the moment, the maximum number of Sentinels that you can run. Where are we? Where are we there? Malekith, and then I have some 40k commission. Oh, nice. Michael, if you are a commission painter, buddy, and you are not already, we do have a tag, a tag in the Discord for commission painters. We've had a few guys who have already got some business through it, so if you want that tag buddy in the Discord, just give me a shout, let me know, and we can make sure you've got that. And then you can post your work in the hobbying page, and people will see that you do commissions, and who knows, you know, you might, can't promise anything, but you might get some business from it, which I gather is what you want as a commission painter. So yeah, just let me know. And I have left far too much water on my brush there. There we go. Yeah, just let me know. Fair props on the commission side as well. Like, I struggle painting my own, let alone somebody else's minis. Like, so yeah, absolute props on that side of it. There we go. That's a little bit better. How are people finding Zola? I've just started to paint him. Do you know what, guys? Hydra is the first affiliation. In fact, this new wave of characters are the first ones that I picked up late, so I haven't started painting them yet. But I'm not sure. They're just not my cup of tea, to be honest with you. Now, you'd think that, you know, Hydra, all things evil for me, but yeah, just not a big fan at all of them. Just really don't suit my my play style, really. We'll probably come back over this and do another layer of blue over most of the places, just so we get a nice consistent finish. I think we pick out, I think we do these bits blue as well. I think we're going to leave these middle bits silver. As in these sort of liney parts there. Well, I do it as a side job, so it's not bad. I still have time for my own models. Yeah, I don't even have that. Too busy making amazing content for you guys. There we go. Ha! If only that were true. Any haters on the tier list video? There's always some. I always annoy somebody on it. I do feel like we're fairly fair. Sounds like really bad English, but I do feel like we are. I think like we're, you know, we've got we play enough, and we've got a good enough grasp of the game to really understand where everybody is. And as we always say, no character in this game is unplayable. Every character is viable in some way, shape or form. It's just that some characters are more viable than others, shall we say. Hey, I love your videos, and I rewatch the stress on work on Saturday. Fair enough. Guys, we have actually we have just revamped our Patreon as well. It's something that it was kind of there. Somebody told me I should do it. We've had a lot of people that have supported us on there, but it has just had a little bit of a revamp with some additional tiers in there as well. We had some people asking what they could do to support the channel and things. So yeah, if you do want to check it out, I believe there's a link in the description below. We do run a monthly MCP event as well, Patreon only MCP event, which is a lot of fun. Between 10 and 12 of us every month, just 3 games. It's just nice to get some extra practice games in and things like that. Or if you're looking for that those last few points you need to get a particular badge on Longshanks. You guys know me, I do like my Longshanks badges. Funny comparing your tier list to Gamers Guild. You do differ quite a lot. Interesting you should mention that, Jess. Me and Quinn had this exact same conversation. I mean, the thing is that there's always going to be an element of personal choice and where you where you see value. I thought it was very interesting that they didn't put a single character in D tier. Well, and actually, let me preface this comment. They do their tiers a little bit different to Quinn and myself. You know, our S tier isn't necessarily something that's busted or broken. It's just, you know, very, very good. And D is, you know, sort of a character that needs, at least in our opinion, a little bit more love. They do it a little bit differently, I think, from what I've seen. I do try and watch other content, but I don't always get the chance to. Usually watch it when I'm painting, but I thought I'd share that with you guys today. But yeah, they didn't put a single character in D tier, which I found very interesting, especially in the 4-threat slot. The 3-threat slot. But yeah, who knows? It's not that anyone's wrong or that anyone's right, but we're right. I jest. I just think it's local metas. I think it's down to individual players. But, you know, for me, there are characters, especially in that 3-threat, that absolutely need some work and are, you know, struggle a lot in this game at the moment. And that's evidenced by their play rates. It's evidenced by their, you know, their pick rate, play rate, their win rate. If they're a leader, you know, we can track that on Longshanks as well. And, you know, for me, I think we were pretty fair. Unfortunately, we have sort of, I think we I'm not saying they copied us, by the way, this is not that, but obviously Nate and those guys will have had theirs lined up, and if they're anything like me and Quinn, you know, they have them recorded a week or so in advance, and it just so happens that we put ours out first, and then they dropped theirs, so we know how much this community, or certain members of the community, love to see tier lists being flooded by the content creators. But my argument has always been, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Like, I'm really not going to get offended by it. If there's stuff that I look, you know, that you find useful that I do, great, let me know about it, and I will always try and do more. If there's stuff you don't like, then feel free to let me know about it, but I'm probably not going to stop doing them. No, totally local meta is interesting to see the through a different lens. Yeah, it is. I think it's a weird one. In the UK, we started opening back up before the rest of the world. So we've had in-person gaming since COVID for a lot longer than most of the regions. So yeah, that could be part of it. Gala King, hope you're well, buddy. Welcome to the stream. We are just chilling out. Again, I am a licker of brushes. Right, we need to have a think about this purple. Do we go down more of the pinky route? Let's have a little think. Guys, I may need to plug in my trusty Vortex, because some of these colours I haven't used before. So bear with me, guys. I'm just going to get a little bit of orange. I'm going to add it in just to brighten up this purple a little bit. Actually, no. Do you know what we're going to do? We're going to go back to a trusty. I think it's this one, isn't it? Warlock Purple from Army Painter. I think this could do us a job. So it's this one here. It's a little bit light, but I'm still waiting to see the tier list. Went to my second tournament yesterday, ended up in the third with Shield. Placement 1 to 4 might have been using Malekith, but it were each very different games. A base coat of Quinn, yeah. Yeah, look, I mean, Malekith is places at the moment. There's no way of getting around that, but I think he's just the new big bad. I've said this from the beginning. I don't think he breaks anything. I've lost plenty of games with him. I mean, a lot of it's down to the player as well, so maybe that's me as a bad player, but I've lost plenty of games with him, and I don't foresee him having this same position that he has at the moment in the next 3 to 6 months. New characters will get released. People will find new, weird and wonderful ways to deal with him, and it'll just be like any other big bad in MCP was. Look, guys, people couldn't deal with MODOK when this game first came out, right? And there's plenty of things out there now that do that. So it's just one of those things. What do we think of this, guys? As the purple or pinkish purple, I'm quite liking that. I think that is what we're going to go with. I do quite like that. Nuddies was odd. It's also inexperience here. He released in Sweden not even 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, exactly. So you're always going to get. There's two groups of people you've got to remember as well, guys. There are people like me and lots of other guys who, whilst I absolutely love and would always play in person over TTS, I will do my reps on TTS. Before I went to a in-person tournament with Malekith, I'd racked up over 100 games with him. And that is something you have to take into consideration as well. So there are people out there who are playing it, who have been playing it for a long, long time. I want that to be blue. I've had lots and lots of games with him. And it may be, Swedish Troll, to your point, you've got some regions who maybe have only just received him and therefore are only just starting to play with him. And if one of those players comes up against somebody who's racked up 100 games on TTS with Malekith, in either direction, right, then they're going to be at an advantage. And that's just, this game is a lot of it is about getting the reps in and understanding not only what your team does, but understanding what the other characters can do as well. This is definitely going to need a second coat. Glenn, way over 100, buddy, now. Way over 100. I'll just play games back to back on TTS, basically, is pretty much how I do it. Just jump in looking for chat in any of the Discords. You can find a game within minutes, and away you go, sort of thing. So easily over 100 games. And I mean, I always used to ask my opponent beforehand, do you mind me trying out the new stuff? Most people, in fact, when I say most, I think all people, I've never had somebody come out and say no to me. But I mean, when he first came out, he was just utterly brutalizing people. It was terrible. But now what I'm seeing is I'm losing more and more games with him. My win rate is actually going down. In-person games are also great to find about rules interactions you might not have known about, so it's helpful as well. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as we've seen, people will read rules in certain ways, and again, unless you're really on top of it, and you're sort of living and breathing, not living and breathing it, it's only a game at the end of the day, but there are so many rules out there and so many different places to find rules as well. That's the other problem. So it's not just the rule book. You have to go to the you have to go to the errata document. You have to go to the banned and restricted list. There's just so many places you've got to go to. Okay, I'm just going to move my light a little bit. It doesn't feel like it's doing a goddamn thing in terms of helping. There we go. Let's add another light into the mix. It's already really warm in my office, so why not add another? But yeah, I really enjoy Malekith, but it doesn't matter whether I'm playing Malekith Cabal, whether I'm playing Wakanda, or whether I'm playing Winter Guard. I want to murder people, and that's how I build lists. So for me, he's an absolute godsend because he does one thing, which is murder people. So I really like him, unsurprisingly, for those reasons. But let me know, what do you guys think of Malekith? Highlights of the games. Highlights of the games was Iron Man taking out Magneto with one repulsor blast. Wow, no Friday Eye, and Black Widow putting Stagger on Ebony Maw. Excellent. Excellent. Sorry guys, I'm going to have to put this in some weird positions just whilst I just so I can get into the various crooks, nooks even, and crannies of this. Yeah, in-person games is the way forward, guys, isn't it? I missed them for so long. I love TTS. It lets me get my reps in. I always make sure before I turn up to any sort of competitive event, I fully understand my roster, its weaknesses, its strengths, what it's good against, what it's bad against, and I do use TTS for that. And it's also a really nice way as well. And this is one thing I think that does get undervalued a little bit, I think, with TTS, is getting to meet new people. Like, I've met so many really nice people from all over the world and played games against them because we play on TTS. Oh, I wondered how long it was going to be. Report. Sorry guys, apparently that's how you know you've made it, but I disagree. Every live stream, one of them pops up. I like to put a plethora of different ones. Report. There we go. We'll pick that one for there. What's the competitive scene like in England? It's really good, mate. It's really, really good. We've got, I'm going to say probably 20 or 25 stores in the UK at the moment. Because it's not just England, it's other parts of the UK as well. So, and I've not been to one in Wales, but definitely in the UK, it's a very, very good scene at the moment. But even, we talk about metas between regions, right? Between different countries. Even in the UK, we have different metas, and different people. Sorry, just to clarify, guys, I'm trying to paint this in such a way that you can see it. That's my plan. So apologies if it looks like I'm holding it at some weird angles. But yeah, very, very competitive. I mean, we've had, 80, 90 player 2-day events. I hosted our first ever team event where we had 50 players in total, just a single day event. I think we've got some very, very good players here in the UK. In the Midlands is a very, very good scene, predominantly run by Aaron from Web Warrior Protocols. You've got a scene in the Northeast that's really booming at the moment, being run by Anth. You've got the London crew. So that's going to be, your Pats, your Jacobs, those guys, Cahal, and Norton. Norbert even, not Norton. Norbert runs a lot of the events down there at the Bad Moon Cafe. So, yeah, it's a really, really good scene at the moment. Couldn't be happier with it. It's really, really good. Mr. We had a lot of people. We had a lot of people come from across Europe to the big events that we had. So I think we had a team from, I want to say a Spanish team. I think there was an Italian team. So it's nice, right? It's nice to as good as it is to see and meet people on TTS. What's even nicer is when you eventually get to go meet those people in real life as well. So yeah, it's been really good. It's been really, really good. And, we are lucky that we've got a really good player base, quite a large player base. It's rare now that even at a little, local event, if a local gaming store puts it on, it is unusual to see, less than 16 players, even at, say, a little, one-dayer, which I think is a testament to everyone that's running events at the moment and the TOs that are doing a very, very good job promoting them. So, yeah, all in all, happy, would come again, I think is the general consensus from me. I've travelled over to Element before for Lord of the Rings events when it's feasible, monies wise. I like Element. I've been to quite a few of the events. Obviously, Tony runs them there. They're always decent events. It's a very, very big gaming store. I think the single largest gaming store we have here in the UK. I think, and keep me honest here, Glenn, I think they can host like up to 200 people at a single event. I think that's how big they are. So yeah, what happened to the Ghost Rider Cup? That being rescheduled. Well, I was out at a friend's party on Friday evening, Jess, and I got a message from the US team, basically saying they had 4 dropouts, and they were not gonna, because it was so many, because it was so close to the event, they weren't going to bother trying to find any replacements, and that would probably be best just trying to reschedule it. So I was like, okay, cool. Disappointing, but it is what it is. It was always, I'm just going to hold this for a little bit, guys. I think it was always ambitious, but I like to try and do ambitious things. I was really disappointed by it, especially because we had the charity element as well. And when you've made a commitment to raise some funds for a charity, you don't want to go back on that sort of thing. But we will do it again. We will try and line something else up, whether it's that or whether it's in a slightly different form. I'm not yet sure, but yeah, we will be trying to do something again in the not too distant. But yeah, it was just it was really annoying, but look, it's just one of those things. I don't blame any one particular person for it. It was just, very, very annoying, and with it being last minute, just felt a little bad. But hey ho, we're all big boys, big enough and ugly enough to get over things. So I did as such. He's looking a bit like Optimus Prime. Not gonna lie. Have you been playing Guardians at all lately? Do you still think Malekith is worth it? Are you talking about Malekith in Guardians or Malekith in general? And to answer your first question, no. It's I haven't been playing them at all. I played them to death. I did what I set out to do. I got the #1 spot with him, which was then taken off me by Pat, by the way, in a game that we had a Guardians versus Guardians game at Element. We were the final two. His Guardians beat my Guardians, and he also took the top spot off me for added insult to injury. But so I'm not playing him anymore. Do I think Malekith is any good in them? It's a difficult one. You have to look at. I always think you have to look at what you can take instead. And for me, one of the best takes, as most people that watch this channel for any sort of time know, in my opinion, is Ghost Rider. And I also think Ghost Rider is a very, very good counter to Malekith. However, giving Malekith a token with rerolls for anything that he wants to use them for is not to be sniffed at by any stretch of the imagination. So it's a difficult one. I still think that Guardians are in a good spot. I still think that you don't have to take him, but I think he can work there. I definitely think he can work in the affiliation. What do I want to do next? Just giving the brush an old clean, drinking this horrible, horrible drink, but it's there, so I'll drink it. Excuse me if this is a dumb question. From the X-Men board game. Yes, it is. It's from the Marvel United X-Men. So yeah, this is not a 3D print. This is not obviously it's not the official AMG model because they're not out yet. I'm not that lucky. But yes, they are from that game. Let's give this a shake. Might need to use this again on here, so apologies in advance. I don't even know if it picks up. I don't think it does actually. Which is good. That's a really nice colour scheme. Thank you very much. I don't know why the light pink, purple and Sentinels looks like they are mascots for Bubblegum. It does a little bit, doesn't it? It does a little bit. I was thinking about doing something like weird and wonderful with it, but I think with something, sort of iconic, and again, as I mentioned, guys, these are for a battle report. I wanted to keep it kind of traditional, if you like, for want of a better word, which is why I went with this colour scheme. And like I say, we're going to be doing a battle report with them. We are purely painting these up to a camera 2 foot away tabletop standard. These are not going to be very quiet whirring. Well, that's good as long as it's not like blasting through. That is a bonus. This is definitely going to need a second coat. Toothing coat. Has anyone? I'm assuming there are people in here who know who Duncan is from Duncan Rhodes Painting Academy. I am really interested in trying out his paints, but I didn't back the Kickstarter, and I've seen some positive, some okay reviews on them, and some that are not great. Has anyone tried them? Has anyone managed to try them yet? If you have, let me know, and if you think they're worth it. Because I like Duncan. He taught me how to paint when I was a kid. I say when I was a kid. He's probably about my age, I think. But I like to think of him as being older because it makes me feel younger. I'll be running Malekith in Asgard in the upcoming local event on Saturday. So far in testing, he showed himself as a beast and a killer, although still need to paint him. But my problem with him in Asgard is that he is hard to justify in list instead of Angela and Toad. I really thought the home for Malekith was going to be Asgard. That's where I thought it was really going to shine the most. So I played a lot of games with him in Asgard. Of those 100 games I played, probably 30 or 40 of them were him in Asgard. Maybe even a little bit more, actually. Until I realised your exact point there. One of the things you lose, obviously, in Asgard when you're not playing Asgardians, and again, guys, apologies for the angles on this, but I just need to get underneath here, is, you know, some of the cards that you can potentially use. And I don't like that. And I actually think not having Dark Reign on Malekith is bad. I think he, you know, when you absolutely positively need to murder every MRFer in the room, accept no substitute, and Dark Reign can really actually, you know, I've one-shot Hulks before with a Butcher of Thors and a Dark Reign. He's very, very good with it. And I'd even go one step further and say, look at taking Red Skull with him in Cabal, and having access to. Sorry, guys, I'm just getting my other palette, and having access to Cosmic Invigoration as well. Being able to do a second activation with him whilst you have that Dark Reign up is utterly bonkers. Utterly bonkers, and can be absolutely game-changing. It can be such a huge swing, especially if they've got some big hitters against them. So yeah, I am now of the belief that the best place for Malekith is in Cabal. But I mean, what do I know? I mean, I have no idea. I was tempted, but I don't need a massive load of extra paints to add to the few hundred I already have kicking around. Yeah, that's. I mean, let me move this ever so slightly. I've been sort of pushing back on mine, but I still have. Nobody needs to see that. But I've still got sort of full rack there, and I just knocked a picture down. Oh dear. So yeah, it's a bit crazy. It is a bit crazy to say the least. Why do I decide to do stupid things like this mid-stream? Guys, why? Why do I do it? Why do I do it? There we go. I'll put that picture back up. We're just going to do, guys, we're going to put some quick metallics down, and then that will probably be it for tonight. I have to get up in the morning and take the kids to school. Those darn blasted kids ruining everything. I love them, really. I do love them. So yeah, probably just going to get these down. So if you've got any questions whilst I'm still here, feel free. Whack them in. If you've got any questions around affiliations or anything like that, more than happy to answer them, or any other questions. So just let me know in the comment section. It's the danger of live streaming that makes us feel alive. Exactly that, Ben. I get to call you Ben now, Nuclear Kid, because I know your actual name. We called you Nuclear Kid for long enough because we didn't know your name. And then we realised, we put two and two together and we knew who it was. Metallic, by the way, I still really like the Army Painter stuff. So I'm just using the gunmetal. And the only Vallejo one I have is this really light silver, which is fine for highlighting or edge highlighting, but not particularly great for anything else. So. Best MCP miniature. You have to drive Quinn to school. Oh no, my brand new desk. I've just got paint all over it. I really should put things down. Oh dear me, bear with me a second, guys. Best MCP miniature. I'm a huge minis nerd, so I like hearing how people think of the aesthetic side. Okay, I mean, obviously Malekith is very good. I really like Malekith as a miniature. I think it looks really nice. Other minis that are really good, however, I'm a massive fan of the original Sabretooth. I just really like it. I just think the pose is really nice, really dynamic. It looks really good. What else do I like minis wise? Mr. Sinister. I think Nathaniel Essex's base, him coming out of the sort of chamber and things, is really nice. So that's another favourite of mine. Whilst I don't particularly like him as a character, I also really like. Oh, dearie me! I had it then, and I saw Ballerina of Hell's Kitchen, and then I lost it. It'll come back to me. Amazing Spider-Man or Lizard. I actually prefer the alternative sculpt Corebox Spider-Man to Amazing Spider-Man. If I'm being brutally honest, I haven't painted up ASM. I like Craven as well. I think Craven's pretty cool. Actually, yeah, now you just said Ballerina of Hell's Kitchen. I think he's a really good model. It's just a shame about his character card. Just a shame they couldn't do anything different with that, because it's pretty shoddy, to say the least. So yeah, guys, we're going to be a minute or so. I'm going to probably have to finish this off camera. We will probably do some highlights and things on it as well. We'll do a bit of black lining on it. Like I say, this is what I just wanted to do, was get it into a position where people could look at it on camera and know that it was a Sentinel. And I think we've probably got there with it. It needs a lot more work to do if I was painting this up properly. But the reality is that this is for a board game, and I'm never going to spend the same amount of time on a board game mini as I do on a proper tabletop mini. So it is just what it is. Hola, you're braver than me for painting at the computer desk. I know, right? I know. I do have another desk, but my daughter's commandeered it at the moment as her hobbying desk. She doesn't hobby with what we're doing, with the same as us, but she does a lot of arts and crafts and things like that. And yeah, she commandeered it for her bedroom, quite annoyingly. So guys, we're going to leave it there. It is not done by any stretch of the imagination, but I did only want to do an hour or so, and I think we're at the hour mark, just over. So we are going to leave it there for this evening. Guys, thank you to everyone who has. Let me just pop this on here so you can see where he's at the moment. Like I said, this is the other one that we've got as well. So we will do some of the black, and then it's in my head where we'll do some of the black lining and things like that on it. But yeah, keep an eye out, because there will be a battle report coming up. So guys, thank you for hanging out with me. Let me know if you like this sort of thing. If you guys have enjoyed it and it feels like we've had some nice chats, which is always good, then yeah, let me know and we can do some more of them. Maybe we'll maybe we'll even have a little vote as to which models we do next. Maybe go through Richard's backlog. So yeah, thank you guys for joining me. Hopefully you really enjoyed it. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you soon.